And welcome everybody to Homeschool Connect Expo. Thank you for tuning in. You're watching our June online learning fair for the month of June here at Homeschool Connect Expo, where we have and highlight people who do online learning of different sorts and different types. And some of them are classes, some of them are schools. But all month of June, you can go on and see the highlight for that. And of course, anytime you want to, homeschoolconnectexpo.com, and you can go on and browse through the hours and hours and hours of videos that we have to check out the exhibitors. And we have hundreds of exhibitors, all different kinds and all different places, ready to help you homeschool, whatever that looks to you. If you're new or if you've been around for a while, homeschooling, we have something for you. So anyway, we are doing our live interviews. And today, we have someone on there talking about their product that they have for, homeschool online education. Let's bring her on right now. All right. Hey, Dawn, how are you doing?
I'm great, Sam. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for being a part. Why don't you introduce yourself and let us know a little bit more about your group and your company?
All right, sure. So my name is Dawn Burnette, and I taught high school English for 15 years in the public school. And then I homeschooled our own children for 13 years and volunteered at our local homeschool co-op to teach English classes, of course. And now I'm teaching online live classes with Excelsior Classes. And also I write language arts curriculum on the side of all that.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
And so you your classes are all for homeschool for the high school age, right?
Mine are high school level. Excelsior Classes offers all grade levels. I have a presentation to share about Excelsior, and we'll talk about what it is and how it works, and then I'll talk about my classes individually, if that's all right.
Okay, perfect.
So
we'll
do that. Let me just get this going here.
All right. And everybody that's watching, there's links down to homeschoolconnectexpo.com and to the booth for Dawn. All right, let me add that right there. All right, the floor is yours.
All right, and you can see my PowerPoint, I hope?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. So Excelsior Classes, I love Excelsior Classes. I love Excelsior Classes so much that I decided I needed to teach with them. So Excelsior is Latin for always upward. And just to give you a little bit of background on Excelsior, we offer 75 to 90-minute classes 1 day per week. The time range is based on the age of the student and the subject. 1 day per week, but then there's interaction throughout the week. So you don't just have the one class, you also have discussion boards that are going on throughout the week and the opportunity to ask questions of the teacher and interact with other students as well. There are class recordings every week for students who can't attend live, because that does happen. We have students from all around the world, so sometimes your class might be in the middle of the night for you. So we do have students who don't attend live and watch the recordings, or some who just miss a class for whatever reason and need that recording. But they're engaging and rigorous classes. A lot of times people think that an online class is just going to be a lecture. It's not at all. There are so many different tools that we have now with online learning, and Excelsior teachers are wonderful about using all kinds of different strategies to engage students. They are rigorous, and they're all from a Christian worldview. So I think that's one of the things I love most about Excelsior. Our students are in grades 4 through 12. They are worldwide. Like I said, we have students that come from all over the world and all over America. So it's kind of neat because students get to meet other students from different places. And I think that really is special. That's, sometimes you have a local homeschool co-op, but you only really get to know kids from your area, or you do a video course and you don't get to interact with any other students. It's just you sitting there watching the video. So I think it's great that students get to interact with other students worldwide. We have students who come from the home, just from typical homeschools. We have students who come from private schools. Maybe they're in a really small private school that doesn't offer a particular class that they're interested in. They can take that class through Excelsior, and then whole co-ops can join in. So a whole co-op or a student during co-op time might need a class that Excelsior offers. So there are 5 to 28 students per class. We like to keep the class sizes small so that students get a lot of individualized attention from the teachers. So we're live teachers, so we're providing engaging interactive lessons. We're also monitoring student needs, and that's something that a video course or even a textbook also really is limited in, is the ability to, pace according to what the student needs, or if the student needs extra help in a certain area, to be able to provide that help. So we're kind of monitoring at all times how the students are doing and what the students need more help with. We provide feedback and assessment, and of course, parents love that. It's accountability for the students, if they're having to turn their work into a live teacher. And then it also helps parents. For example, I teach English classes, and a lot of parents aren't comfortable assessing their own students' writing. So that's an area that can be very helpful. We also, of course, answer questions between classes. We're available all week to be able to answer questions. And we really encourage deep thinking. That's one of Excelsior's main goals, is to get students to really think deeply. It's not just surface level understanding. Also, our teachers are Christians, and I think that's very important. And we're professional educators. Some of us are scientists, retired military personnel, business people, graphic artists, historians, broadcasters, aviators, but we're all homeschool experts. And I think all of us have or are homeschooling. So different courses that we offer, and we have core classes, your basic core classes, but also a lot of really exciting electives. And that's something that for my own students is very exciting. My own kids at home is very exciting because, it's easy to find a curriculum that you like, maybe for math or history, but sometimes it's difficult to find something that's really engaging for some of these electives, especially foreign languages. That can be really tricky if you don't speak the language, to teach it at home. So, and of course, at our house, I didn't speak the language of math. So that was almost like a foreign language. So it's very helpful to have a live teacher for those kinds of classes. We also offer dual enrollment classes, NCAA approved classes. So if you have a student athlete, it does make the NCAA process a lot easier. We offer independent studies. So if you don't want to meet live with a teacher, we have independent studies that you can do as well. We have college preparatory classes. As I mentioned, they are rigorous classes. So we're trying to get kids ready for college. And the really neat thing is you can take a whole schedule or just 1 or 2 classes. So Excelsior isn't a school where you have to be enrolled in the entire curriculum. You can just choose to take whatever you need. If your student really needs help with math, they can take a math class. If your student really loves literature but misses the opportunity at home to be able to engage with other students to really talk about literature, a literature class is a great idea. So just individual classes that you can pick and choose from. There are also extracurricular activities, and I love this about Excelsior. There are clubs that you can be in, and that's something that homeschoolers often miss out on, is the opportunity to participate in clubs. And when you do those college resumes, you want to be able to put down extracurricular activities, right? So these clubs offer leadership opportunities and just a host of different experiences. So these are just a few of the clubs that we offer. And then there are social events that might be just subject specific or might be whole group. And the most incredible one we had this year, we did an Excelsior-thon, and it was basically a 24-hour event. And students popped in and out, whole families popped in and out throughout the whole event. But every hour there was something different going on, like there was cooking, bingo, Bible study, line dancing, When it got dark outside, our astronomy teacher took everybody outside and did a lesson on stars. So there were so many different things going on. There were giveaways and different celebrations. And a lot of our students have their own little businesses or Instagram, um, uh, followings or whatever. And so they could advertise those throughout the event. And it was an incredible event. So that's something that it's just a bonus. It's not, there's not a cost to do it. It's just a bonus for Excelsior families. So there's also support through Excelsior, advising, counseling. Homeschoolers don't have a counselor you can run to down in the office, to get help with that college application or essay or whatever, just helping to figure out what you need to take and, throughout your school years. Again, NCAA navigation, just going through that process if you have a student athlete of how to get NCAA approved and get in that system. Placement assistance. So if you, just don't know which class your student needs to be in. We have so many different writing classes, for example. Which one does my student really need to be in? Well, you can send a writing sample. The English teachers will take a look at that and really help to figure out what the best placement is for your child. So you don't just go in blind. So classes that I am teaching for the 2021-2022 year are 3 writing classes and 2 literature classes. So my writing classes are building confident writers, and that's really a class for struggling writers or students who are hesitant to write or have trouble getting their thoughts organized. Grammar and composition workshop sounds so dry and boring, but it's not. It's actually a really fun class, and where we take a look at just the structure of our language and how it impacts writing and how we can make our writing more impactful by understanding grammar and I mean, we even have grammar jokes. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Research writing for beginners, that's pretty self-explanatory, learning the research process and how to use MLA and APA citations and that kind of thing. Justice for All, I'm really excited about this one. This one's a thematic literary study where we're going to look at the theme of justice throughout literature from different cultures, different time periods. We'll also look at what the Bible says about justice and see if we can figure out what that word really means, because we hear a lot about justice right now. And I think we have a lot of different ideas about what the real definition of justice is and what that looks like. And then From Bookshelf to Box Office is a very popular one. It's really fun. It's literary film adaptation. It's not just, read the book, watch the movie, talk about the differences. It's way more than that. When we study the adaptation from text to film, it really allows us to look deeply at the literary elements and how you transfer those elements from one medium to the other, because text and film are very different as far as medium goes. So we want to look at how we make those adaptations and how they help us to understand text. So there are full descriptions of all of these on my booth in the exhibit hall. So if you want more information about those, you can look there. But there's a lot more information about Excelsior too. So Excelsior does have a Facebook page. You can find us under Excelsior Classes and also a YouTube channel. So you can see some really interesting videos from some of the different content areas. There's also a blog on the Excelsior website, and the blogs are posted on the Facebook page as well. But there are some really great blogs there for all different things related to homeschooling and to education in general and to learning and teaching. So you might want to check those out. Our website is excelsiorclasses.com, and it has obviously a lot more information than what I just went over briefly about Excelsior Classes. So you can take a look at that and get more information there. If you have general questions, this is our general question email. Welcome to send general questions there. And then we do have a phone number because we're real people and live people, so you can actually talk to someone. You don't have to email, although of course most people like to do that these days. You can actually call and talk to a live person. So that's just kind of the gist, a quick overview of Excelsior Classes and what I'm teaching. But again, we have so many different, really rich and interesting classes, all engaging, individualized based on student need, not completely individualized lessons, but the ability to adapt lessons to be able to meet the needs of all students, I should say, and a lot of personal attention. So I'm going to come out of the PowerPoint here, and then we'll see if we have any questions. There we go.
Yeah, very good. And that's really cool because I mean it's I like how it's put the teacher led. So it's not just video on demand, even though it's on demand still, but it's live during that time. And so I think that really helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really the best of both worlds. So it's appropriate for pretty much for every learner. It's really ideal.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
Yeah, and if everybody go out to the exhibitor booth, go out there, you'll be able to get in right into their website, their information, and then also there are, like you said, there are so many courses going on top of yours, and absolutely impressed by all of this. And I love that they actually have the groups, like you said, that's something, we homeschooled, my wife and I, our 3 kids. And that was one of the things that they didn't have was newspaper club or these clubs to be a part of. They were part of the youth group, but that's different.
Right.
But I love that they even do that.
Yeah, I mean it's such a nice bonus, and just a way to get kids involved and really engaged in learning outside of the classroom.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now the one question we had, and I think you mentioned it, you can take a whole curriculum study, you can do the whole study, or you can take per class as well too. So you can kind of pick and choose.
Right. Yes, it's completely adaptable. It's whatever your needs are at the time for your family. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes it nice because I mean, there's sometimes you might have bought something for the first child, some curriculum and kind of hand me down, and then you might need to pick and choose. All of 3 of our kids were different, so they all had different interests. So we did one curriculum, and then we kind of picked and chose our I'm like, that didn't sound right. That's really bad. I'm speaking to an English teacher. Wow.
I won't tell.
Okay. It's been rainy all day. I'm going to blame it on the rain. But anyway, so that's really cool that you've been able to do. And that you're real people and you have a phone number and you can call. That makes it nice nowadays.
I know. I mean, that seems so basic, but anymore it's hard to get hold of a live person. So
yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, I absolutely love getting to know more about the classes, the courses, and about what you teach. And you guys, you have you go on a regular semester, traditional semesters, correct?
Yes, thank you for asking. I didn't mention that, but we do have a fall semester and a spring semester, 15 weeks, or 15 weeks each. So we have some courses that are just semester long and some that are full year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we start in August 18th this year, and we'll end the first week of May, the end of the first week of May.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And there's a schedule on the website of when the classes are offered. We try to spread them out throughout the week so that there aren't too many conflicts. There are still sometimes conflicts where a parent will say, oh, I really want my student to take this class, and they're at the same time. But that's one of the great things about having the recorded classes as an option is they can come sometimes to this one and sometimes to that one, and then just fill in with the recording in between.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Homeschool Connect Expo .com. The all month of June, we're doing online learning fair, talking about different ways to learn and teach your kids on when it comes to homeschooling. And this one, I'm really impressed. I love that you can do a full curriculum, you can do a full thing, or you can pick and choose. What you want, the classes you want. Like you said, you did the math, the had the math class, and and that's really nice because we just sometimes we just don't have that vocabulary,
Right.
on
It's
there.
not our gift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not our gift. So we need to have someone that has that gift to help step in. And that's the beauty of homeschooling. I mean, that really is, because then you
Right.
have to train people, and like you said, you have the Christian teachers, and you have that safety net around, and none of that junk. They can get that junk all the other places. There's so many so much out there. So this is a
Right.
great choice for everybody. So go to the exhibitor booth, go right into their website, see all the videos. I mean, there's so much so much information that you can look, and you can email or call. I mean, which is awesome. But before we go, Don, is there anything else that we might have not have touched on that you kind of let everybody know?
I think we covered all the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to avoid any confusion, my exhibitor booth is DGP Publishing, but because I write curriculum for DGP Publishing, but I teach classes for Excelsior. So part of our booth is talking about Excelsior and the classes. So if you try to find Excelsior, that might be confusing,
Okay.
just to kind of give you the
Yeah.
heads up on that. So do use the website that I gave in the video, and that website is also linked in my booth, but the booth itself is DGP Publishing.
Okay, there we
So,
go. That'll be
yeah.
good. That'll be a good thing. I was mean to ask you that, so that way that's awesome that you brought that up. So that way everybody knows, they're going to the right place. So
Right.
so everybody check it out. Keep telling your friends, keep telling everybody. We know a ton of people are coming on homeschooling, and this would be a great way for them to jump on and get some help inside homeschooling. So please take advantage of it. I think it's a wonderful thing that you guys do. So thanks,
Thank
Dawn.
you.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for being a
Yeah.
part of Homeschool Connect
Thank
Expo.
you.
Thanks for what you're doing. That I know you're helping so many people, that might not have the vocabulary or the experience to be able to teach their kids. So be able to go into their homes and be able to teach them through the video. So that's awesome. So, well, you have a wonderful day, and everybody, homeschoolconnectexpo.com. And Don, we really appreciate it. Thanks
All
for
right.
your
Thank
time.
you.
All right. Appreciate it.
Bye.